Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered.
Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered. Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered.
Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered.
Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered.
You're welcome to today's episode of Engendered on KAFTAN Television, a program where we discuss all issues revolving around the female gender. I am Chidinma Ufomadu.
Oh yes, Engendered is where we discuss everything about, of course, female, and of course sometimes we extend, like what we did yesterday. I am Victoria Agbi, but let's quickly go on a short break. When we return, we introduce our guests. Stay with us.
My name is sheCanHub, BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching.
Glad to have you back on this segment of Engendered on KAFTAN Television. And if you're just joining us, you're right in time because Engendered is just starting. And today we have a beautiful guest in the studio with us today. We don't always have guests on every episode of Engendered, but today we have a beautiful guest. She is the founder of sheCanHub, in person of Mary Pius. You're welcome to the show, Mary.
Thank you. Good to have you join us on Engendered.
You look good.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
So how is the weather treating you, the environment, the economy in
Oh.
particular?
Okay, I'll start by the economy. Okay, so the economy has been friendly, and I wouldn't want to say I want to join those that are jackpot.
Why? Jackpot.
Yeah, you know, the trend has been jackpot here, jackpot there, shege management, and a whole lot because of the economy. But I would say that I want to stay and build, so the economy would get
Patriotic
better.
citizen.
So if you get an opportunity, like a visa and everything is given to you just to go, you wouldn't take it. Let's see how patriotic you are.
Okay, so a little expo. I have a visa already, but I don't think I want to go anywhere. So it's I better go out there, learn, come back, and develop.
Thank you. Want to go and come back.
Yeah,
not
not
just want to
like
go.
Japan.
Totally true.
No. So if I run away, who is going to build the nation? Who is going to?
We still have hope.
Yeah, we still have hope. Yeah.
We still
Hope
have
you're
hope.
not Jackpari.
I want to jackpot my sister.
Because the way she sounded, it sounds like if she gets an opportunity to
Please,
leave.
I will go.
To run away.
And if you ask me, I thought Victoria would actually stay back.
I would go, but I'll come back.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
she's going on.
Yes, I'll go and come
You
back.
know this Japan thing is now trending everywhere.
Yeah.
Even in churches, pastor uses it to preach now.
Exactly.
Everywhere, programs, people are talking about the Japan syndrome and the
Yeah.
likes of it. But like you rightly said, if everybody should leave,
Yeah.
what would happen to the country? Who will stay back and build the country and the
Exactly.
economy? You know, yesterday one of a colleague of ours was telling me that that dollar had come down to 440 something naira. I'm like, it was on the stock market, but in the black market, that was not the reality. And they were saying that it will later come down to about 200.
Wow.
And at that point, I was happy and sad.
Why?
Because no, I was thinking about the business people, like Victoria and I rightly discussed on Tuesday, people that have already bought goods with that high rate of 800 and 700. So when they want to sell, they'll be having a great loss, actually. But then, everybody's going to be fine.
Yeah, that's business.
Because I believe that one thing is that Nigerians, we always find a way to survive. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how difficult it gets, we always find a way to survive.
We will.
Okay, today, looking at your profile, you said that you do a lot of things concerning women.
Yeah.
The female in particular, not just women, female. And this program is a program that has to do with all issues revolving around the female gender. So that's why we're going to be discussing female empowerment today and the importance of empowering a woman. So before we go into that topic, I would like to make a reference to a story we saw in the newspaper today. And then we'll pick up our discussion from there. So this is the Nation newspaper, on page 63. The caption here says, "Girl Genius." That's what it says. So this story talks about a lady, a girl, actually a teenager. She's a genius, a role model, a bundle of imagination. Her name is Emanuela Mayaki. She's only 13 years old and she does things often attributed but only to adults for full-grown men and women of exceptional gifts. Recently, at age 13, she received a letter of admission to United States University to study coding for the class of 2026. They were booking her down as one of their jewels at the Mary Baldwin University. She will be one of the youngest persons ever to be admitted to study at a university in the United States. The letter reads, she was accepted to the program for the exceptionally gifted, they said PEG. The institution spotted her after she scored a 91% mark of 1,300 in the popular Scholastic Aptitude Test. She has been a great person in the world of computer in her young life and has shown promise from the age of 7. So much that at age 11, she set up an ICT academy to pursue the project to liberate and elevate the girl child, a troubled demographic in the Nigerian narrative. The academy is named Code Kid, and it teaches the young, especially from the age of 6 to 15, introduction to such subjects as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, desktop publishing, WordPress, graphics design, HTML, JavaScript, and the likes of them, Python and Java. This is a marker of her show of communal love, a love for her generation and patriotic fervor. It says here, the yearning to free the girl child from the patriarchy of the tyranny of ages and feudal thraldom has engaged the political elites. She is showing the light to the Nigerian government and the adult world how a new generation can save itself from a history of insensitivity and lack of empathy and imagination. She is also showing that the world ahead will be technologically driven and no one can look to progress without coming to terms with the cutting edge of new ideas. It should silence naysayers about Nigerian education that she started her education on Nigerian soil. And when she moved over to the United Kingdom, she excelled and was offered a teaching appointment at age 11 at the Southfield Primary School in Coventry, England. Her story is not only an inspiration to youths and children, it's a testament to how, as a country, we can tether our brains to the new and exciting new world as a leader, rather than follow the coattails of the West. It reflects a country that has done little in the future of adventure that beckons a new and adventurous generation like Maya kids. So they now lay emphasis on the fact that it should silence naysayers about Nigerian education, that she started her education on Nigerian soil and she moved over to the UK. She excelled and was offered a teaching appointment at 11. Now, why we picked up this story? Because we're talking about female empowerment. I know that we have cases in Nigeria of maybe most especially in the north, of early marriage, where people don't go to school and the likes of them. And this is a teenager at age 11, 13, having this kind of achievements. Already, we have people here in Nigeria still struggling with JAMB at the age of 20, 21, 22. And she already has an admission into university at age 13. Now, we're talking about female empowerment. If her parents did not pay attention to training up that girl child, we would have missed out on something that is going to help the next generation to come. So based on all this background now, I would like you to inform us about female empowerment. What is female empowerment?
Okay. Wow, that was an interesting story there, and thank you for. I'll go back and look for it because I didn't get to see that on the news today. I'm always having news popping in and all. You rightly said, in the north most especially, you see a girl that is not up to 18, 17, as early as 10, 12, as the case may be, already going into early marriage. It's not just in the north. Okay, so before I say anything about female empowerment, I would like to share a brief story about myself, why I decided to start sheCanHub. Growing up as a child, I realized that where I come from the south, we also have this notion, like in the family, girls are supposed to get married, the guys are supposed to go to school. You just send your kids, just send your girl child into marriage at the early age. Let her start reproducing.
It's not particular to the north.
Yeah, it's not just particularly to the north. So you have these cases everywhere. It's as a result of the parents, not being informed or fully educated about the importance of girl education, girl child empowerment, and a whole lot. So when I saw my elder sister going into early marriage, I was pained. Like, I was growing up, but I knew that I've been seeing the likes of Ngozi, I've been seeing the likes of Dora, blessed memory. I've been seeing the likes of all these women, and I was like, I want to grow up and be like these women. I want to go to school. I want to get empowered. I want to do all of this. But I'm seeing my sister going into early marriage, and her dreams are not being fulfilled, and she's not where she wants to be and all of that. So I was so angry in my spirit, and I decided to start sheCanHub, and I started by myself, with myself, for myself. So a company starts by yourself, for yourself, and all. Before, if it works for me, it's going to work for another person. So I decided to strive, I decided to push, coming from a background where everyone is focused on the male child. I decided to push. My jams came out well, and that was how I started, got my first degree, started my empowerment. I was selling, buying and selling, and a whole lot, doing business. And that was when my parents realized that it's actually possible for a female to be empowered and to actually go to school. You get it? So now the female empowerment in families is as a result of your parents understanding what it means for them to push the girl child to school, right? So the background is once if a family has the ability or know what it entails for a girl child to get educated, they will push the girl child. They want to do everything, so it has to be both genders. If a guy can go to school, a female can also go to school. We are all humans before gender separated us, male and female.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so you have to treat your children as humans before treating them by segregating like gender, male, female, and whatever. You don't know who is going to become who tomorrow, either the girl child or the male child. So I would say female empowerment or empowering the girl child is the bedrock for nation building. Yes, once a woman is empowered, the nation is automatically empowered. Because if a girl child is not empowered, the nation cannot be empowered. Because you get to leave your children a lot of times with the mothers, the fathers go to work and all of that. So just imagine a woman that is not well schooled and or she want a child to go through the same process. But a woman that is educated, that is empowered, would not want the same cycle to repeat itself, right? So she wants to push her child, male or female regardless, to ensure that they become good citizens of a country and the society at large.
Okay,
so
let me quickly come in here.
All right.
I'm sure you've heard when people talk about gender equality or gender equity.
Okay.
Now, because when you mention women empowerment, when you know there's this rivalry between a male and a female presently, which is seeking for gender equality.
Yeah.
So people perceive usually that when you're trying to empower a woman, then it means you're calling for gender equality or gender equity.
Okay.
Do you think there's a difference between gender empowerment and gender equality?
Okay, so I would like to say, I'd like to use the word equity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fairness. You are being fair hearing, what's it called now? Access to life. Yeah, without discrimination and a whole lot. Just like I said before now, I have a son and a daughter. I would give both of them equal platform to succeed, to strive, to want to become whoever they want to become. Okay, so I wouldn't look at this person because he's a male or because she's a female and not give them the platform to survive or to strive in life. If you go to the hospital today and a female doctor wants to operate on you, you don't think of the gender, you just think of the expertise, right?
Yeah,
you go to the court today, you don't look at the gender. Do you understand? You first of all look at this person as humans before gender. We all have our roles to play in life, but then we should not with all those basic things that are needed for life because this person is female and this person is male. No, we should all give this both genders equal playing ground, because at the end of the day it's going to help the nation grow. Because if one gender is lacking behind, the other gender cannot move forward. So God did not just create male and female because he likes the idea, because we have roles to play in the society and the world at large. Yeah, so basically I feel giving both gender the right ground to play is the most important thing to build a nation.
Okay, so let's look at it from this perspective. You've explained female empowerment, we've spoken about gender equity and equality. So I would like you actually to inform the if now. What are the forms of female empowerment? What are the ways whereby we can empower a woman? Because you see, sometimes if you do a research, some people will tell you see some definition as they'll tell you if you help a lady to build up her self-esteem, you're empowering a woman. So now I know there are going to be different aspects. So I want you to tell us those aspects of female empowerment.
Okay, so one of my favorite stories is actually biblical. No, I'm not trying to talk about religion now, but I love the story where Jesus met the woman at the well. Yeah, you know, at some point she had given up on herself. She was being laughed at. People were mocking her, and oh Lord. But there's something he did. He empowered her mind. He made her to see that she is worth it. He made her to understand that, hey, you are not just here for this reasons. You are here for a special assignment. So when she went back to the city, she went with more confidence. Yeah, so that's where the self-esteem comes in. Yeah, you empower a woman by informing her mind that she is powerful. She can do whatever she sets her mind to do, and also once she gets to that realization that she can do whatever she sets her mind to do, then that is the first stage of empowerment, right? Because if you don't believe in yourself, you can never be empowered by any other person, right? So the second way you can empower a woman is through skills acquisition. Once a woman is skillful, just like what you read a while ago, now she has special gifts, since she has a skill, she's well sorted out for now, like the world is looking for already. She has a job for 2026 that she doesn't, do you understand? So she has this skill set that she wants to use to empower other people, and is in technology. We can have different skills, catering and a whole lot. Do you understand? So once a woman is empowered, she knows she can make her own money. Like, she knows that I can live comfortably on these skills. I tell you the truth, women are very proud. They wouldn't even want a man around them. Do you understand? So female empowerment can be skills acquisition, empower our mind, boost our self-esteem, educate her, send her to school. Once a lady is educated, once you send her to school from a very as a small girl, from a very early age, she wouldn't want to go into early marriage. She would see that once I finish my first degree, I'm going after my second degree and a whole lot. That will call about early child marriage. That will call about a lot of vices that ladies go into, because most of them are not empowered. They just feel powerless. You know, empowerment means I'm giving you a wing to fly and all of that. But if you do these things, they'll feel powerful and want to stand on their own. So I feel female empowerment is basically the bedrock.
I want to ask though, why do you think female, the word, I know we are in an engendered show, but why do you think female empowerment is mostly prominent than, of course, we have men in the society? Yes, doesn't it give that notion that women, because when I'm just saying so much about women need to be empowered against vices, don't you think it gives that notion? It even helps increase that notion whereby we say women are of course less than men, especially in working settings and the rest of it.
Okay, I would beg to differ. Now, female, the word female, when I see FE added to a MALE, I just feel you are a man with an extra duty. That's my definition. Like, you are a man, like female, but with an extra duty.
Well, that's your own definition.
That is my that's not for many people, but that's my definition. That is how I see female, and that is why we need to inform the female mind that you need to bring a new how will I put it now?
New mindset.
Yeah, a new mindset. Do you understand now? A new technology that, hey, you are more. Do you understand? You are female and you are more. Do you get it? So you shouldn't look at the male as someone that is higher than you, or you have equal rights. Go for it. Do whatever you need to do. Make sure if you want to pursue a career, pursue it. If you want to become a medical doctor, do it. If you want to become a lawyer, a sailor, whatever, a pilot, it is possible with you. Don't look at yourself as the weakest or whatever, because you are not. Do you understand? So in a work environment, just see yourself as human. See yourself as equal. Like, not because biblically there's submission, but that's not what we are going into right now. So we are looking at a part where we want to preach the empowerment to female and a whole lot. So female empowerment for me is key. And it doesn't mean that you are less. No, it's only trying to tell you that in a society where they have kept the female below, they are trying to bring her up. You know, in Africa, they've made us to understand that, okay, our place is in the kitchen, in the bedroom, and all of that. So no, we are not. We are trying to preach to the African female and female all over the world that you are more. That is why we are saying all of these things, because in developed countries, I don't think they have more of this female empowerment stuff, because from their families they've started teaching them how to live as humans first, then go for things that male can go for, and they will succeed. That's why you see more women abroad coming out with fantastic grades and all of that, because they are already empowered. So in Africa, we are trying to say, hey, you are more, so you can do this. Don't look at yourself as a lesser
Okay, don't look down at yourself.
don't look down at yourself.
Okay, looking at it from this other perspective, having some interaction with the male gender, and maybe a particular survey that a friend of mine carried out in school, we always, they usually say that women will come out to fight for a lot. We want a place in politics, we want to have a say, and the likes of them. But when the opportunity comes out for us, they were not always willing to do that. So the person gave an example. They're having an interaction with a group of ladies, and they asked some of them, what do you want to be in future? Where do you want to see yourself? And about a higher percentage of them said they just want to find themselves in the hands of a rich man.
Oga wife.
In the hands of a rich man.
Taking care of.
A glorified housewife. I just want to relax and be taken care of, and stuff like that. And they don't want anything that would stress them. They said, okay, I want to be a housewife, and the man will just be giving me lots of money. Okay, you will go to an organization and you're applying for your job. And some ladies know that they don't have the right qualification, but they feel they are physically qualified.
Okay.
They can use their assets, according to them, to get what they want. And because I believe that if the way men, or sometimes they get an opportunity, they'll tell you, okay, maybe you sleep with me for a job and the likes of them. If people are not patronizing them, they would not continue that thing. But some people are yielding. I'm like, that's the easiest way to get to it. So if we now as ladies are clamoring that we want to have a say, we want to be empowered, we want to be this and that, and other people have this type of mindset, don't you think that we're contradicting ourselves?
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do we now, in this same society, people like you're working with the sheCanHub, and you go out and you actually sensitize people about this, and in turn the teenagers go out and look at an environment or a society where we have some people that are not actually working or doing anything, and they're making a whole lot of money, you get, but they don't understand the effects later and stuff. So how do we now balance that in the life of teenagers or the upcoming ones? How do we let them know that this is the right way to follow and not the other side?
Okay, so if you want to tackle an issue, you have to go to the roots, right? Okay. So speaking of teenagers, I know the world is full of a lot of vices right now. We have cell phones, we have social media, different kind of pressures everywhere. So what we do is go to secondary schools, because that is where it all begins from. You can start from the early classes, just as early as primary 6 you can start, because most of them are already teenagers from that classes, because not like before you get to see a child maybe 10 or 9 in those classes. Right now you see some persons living with aunties and they're already matured, you get. So you get to start from as early as primary schools down to secondary schools. Let's take, I call it the it's a preaching. You are preaching this we are preaching sheCan. It's a gospel. Yes, you are preaching that, girl, you need to understand that there's a way that symmetry right onto a man, but the end is destruction. So we start from these classes as early as just 1, just 2, just 3 down to senior secondary school. I tell you, by the time you've captured their mind and giving them a different orientation, most of them, even if it's not up to 100%, I think 90% of them would believe that there's a way that symmetry right, and they'll go through that path that is right. Okay, so when I started when I started thinking about all of these things, I had role models. There were people I was looking up to. Until this, they are amazing, they are doing well. Like I saw the path they took. So I have like a lot of persons that also went through the same path. And growing up, of course, a lot of persons went through the path you're talking about, but now they are regretting that path because they took the wrong path, right? And they are thinking, wow, we should have just followed this person. Okay, so now you have to as females, we have to model ourselves to these young younger ones to know that there is a right path to follow. You don't need to go through succumbing to circumstances or giving in to pressures, because the pressures will come. Even as a sheCan person, like going out to get sponsorship and all, I see this pressures everywhere. But I've told myself one thing, that if I can't get it the right way, then it should be left undone.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the mindset. If I can't get it the right way, it should be left undone, because by the time I give in to that pressure, it means my mantra for life has been defeated. So there's no way I'm going to preach this to another person and the person will want to listen. So whatever I cannot get the right way should be left undone. And first and foremost, you should go to these girls when they are at their prime. Like, that is when you catch them young, and as they are growing up, they will not depart from the good ways, of course. Yeah, so you don't just go straight to when they're already in school, seeing a lot of lives, and you get, I want to preach these things to them, they wouldn't listen. So it is from that very beginning, when they are young, you capture them, talk to them, because at that point they are willing to listen, they are flexible. You can decide to, okay, you know, whatever comes to them at that particular time is what they will work with. Yeah, so it is what you feed your mind that it will bring out at the long run. So I feel going back to the grassroots, going back to the old days, bringing them up like that will help them want to stay on the right path and not want to join the other guys, because I know definitely other guys would regret it later and want to come back to the right path. But you know, the life is just like a flower. It's not always there. It might be too late, but there's always a right path to follow, and that is why we need to empower them early, because once they are empowered, they will not want to go into vices. I see a lot of things on the street of Abuja and I just smile. I'll be like, wow, awesome.
Street of Abuja.
Yes. Yeah, so I'll just smile. I'll be like, wow, awesome, young girls like me. Wow, I just wish they had the opportunity I had, like to listen to people that mentor me and all of that. So, and but I'm here to change the narrative. The other generations come in, we have to do what we have to do to save them from going into those vices.
Well, still talking empowerment, I've actually heard people say women are actually the problem of themselves. So especially when it comes to like growing in the career field and the rest of it, especially even in politics. Now we saw an instance in the National Assembly where votes were supposed to be passed to help women be in politics in some percentage, and you find out that the votes they got were majorly for men, not even the women themselves. So how do we advocate for women to stand in solidarity for our own selves?
Okay, yeah, women. I was going to say that before she said it, like women are women's problem. Yes, so we need to come together as women. You know, divided we fall. United we stand. So if women are united, I don't think there will be any force that can separate us. Do you understand? I've seen in a small community, in a group where women came together and stood for a cause, and they succeeded, they won, because they had one mind. So if we have one mind as women, I am very positive that we are going to move grounds in this country, in this nation. But women are also women's problem, because most of them would rather take money and not want to support the other person and be like, after all, what is there? Let the men just take the lead. But no, we are changing the narrative. We are saying women support each other, women stand with each other, women be your sister's keeper. Look at me as your sister and I look at you as my sister, not like a friend or someone from another state or whatever. So when we have this mindset, women are going to do better, women are going to move forward. When I saw that vote, I was just laughing. I was like, oh right, so we actually pray that women should get a part in politics and all. But right now, see what we are seeing, and even the person that went there, she didn't go far. So I feel, yes, women most times are women's problem, but sometimes when women support each other, we get the most of it.
You know, talking about women being women's problem.
Yeah.
I have another scenario to paint, but I'll paint that scenario after the break.
Okay.
All right, viewers, we're going on a short break now, and when we come back, Engendered continues. We'll be right back.
Hi there. Do you know that the battle against COVID-19 is not yet over? Yes, you heard me right. It's not over. Hence, the need to protect yourself and those around you. How do you do this? 1. Get vaccinated as soon as possible, and as soon as it's your turn, ensure you follow local guidance on vaccination. 2. Keep physical distance of at least 1 meter from others, even if they don't appear to be sick. Remember that the new variant Omicron shows no symptom. Avoid crowds and close contact, especially during this Yuletide season. 3. Wear a properly fitted mask when physical distancing is not possible and in poorly ventilated settings. 4. Clean your hands frequently with alcohol-based hand rub or sanitizers, soap, and running water. 5. Cover your mouth and nose with a bendable or tissue when you cough or sneeze. And remember to dispose used tissues immediately and clean your hands regularly. Finally, if you develop symptoms or test positive for COVID-19, self-isolate yourself until you recover fully. I hope you stay safe. That's the token I have for you today.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, it's still Engendered, and we're talking about basically women empowerment. Chidinma, you're going to say something before we went on that break.
Yes, actually, before the break, we're talking about women being our own problem. So the scenario I wanted to cite is this, or I still want to cite is this. Some people, when they go to apply for job, some ladies, you hear maybe the people employing them telling them things like, as a woman, we don't want to hear you have menstrual pain, I can't come to work. Women use that as excuse. You know, we use our emotions and try to emotional blackmail and stuff like that. They're scared that you will soon put to bed, you will soon go on maternity leave. How are you going to contribute to the job and the likes of them? Now, I have seen a scenario where it was a woman that was telling her fellow woman that we know normally some people, their periods can vary, it can be crazy. I know you're trying to be, will I say, strict and firm. Personally, if I go to an office, I prefer meeting a male than meeting a female. I'm praying, if I meet a female, God, let her not be on her period. Let her not have mood swing. Let her not be like she fought with her husband or she's pregnant. You know, all those kind of things that comes with ladies. And we're saying that we need to help each other and support each other. You go and meet a man, he understands more than your fellow woman, that understands what you're actually going through. I won't dispute the fact that some women actually use it to like emotional blackmail. Yeah, some people do that. But we are in an opportunity to help your fellow woman. You are in a position where you need to pass that knowledge. Okay, I remember I went for a training once with WANEP, yes. So when I went for the training and a lady shared her experience, she said that she just came into the media space. And when she came into the media space, she was trying to look for some guests to interview for her production. And as she was seeking for the guest, she just realized that there's a woman that she knows and she has access to. She has interviewed these people. Why don't I go and meet her and actually ask her for their contact? She can put me through. And when she got there, the woman said, I can't just give you my contact. It's not possible. Work for it. I know we need to work for it. But you're in a place where you know that even she's in the media. I won't lie. Most of the time when people see ladies in media, they'll be like, they literally attribute some of these ladies to prostitutes. They do things like that because what? You're trying to go out to find the right contacts for your production. And you're in that position where you can help these little ones. And she shared her experience that she tried approaching somebody and the man actually asked her for sex. And she couldn't. After hearing that kind of scenario, is it not okay for you to say, okay, I may not help you with 10, I may give you 5. You get? So why is it that it is usually difficult for some female bosses to actually help out at the workplace? Because people have complained about this. Even it was a trend on Twitter. People have complained about it severally. They're like, I think I would rather meet a male than meet a female at work. some people say it's because they have low self-esteem. That the woman feels like, oh, I must be strict. No, not strict. Being strict is different. I must be rude. I must be harsh to them before they can actually understand what I'm saying. Because for me, that's also a sign of low self-esteem. So why do you think women behave this way? And how can we change the narrative? Because if we continue like this, nobody's going to listen to us. It's like a merry-go-round. We continue clamoring for the same thing and we don't get it.
Exactly. Okay, so I would like to say that you are not saying anything out of the ordinary. It's what's happening. I've experienced it. A lot of us have experienced it. You know, women see themselves as competition.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the word.
Yeah, competition is the main reason why when you go to an office and there's somebody that has a contact that can help you, wouldn't want to do that because she's scared that, oh, if you come, you're going to take her position or you're going to be ahead of her or whatever. But now, this is the solution to that. Think collaboration and not competition.
Okay.
The moment you start thinking collaboration, like I can collaborate with you, we'll move faster. I leverage on your network, you leverage on my network, we will move faster. If you have the competitive mentality or, hey, envy will come in and then you just see yourself as, sorry, I can't help you, you can't go forward. But when we start collaborating, when women start collaborating, then we begin to empower each other. But once we have that competitive mindset, hey, we are not going anywhere. We will remain where we are and we will be behind. Like every now and then, the male gender will continue to shove us and it's not going to be good for us.
But that competitive mindset, would you say now is natural or is something that we just build over ourselves?
Okay, you know,
because it happens from like our parents have the same story to tell. We have the same story to tell. So from generation to generation, it happens.
It has become a generational something in Africa. Actually, you know, you hardly find something like this in the Western world. You know why? Because when we are in our neighborhood, I teach you how to love my children. You teach your children how to love my children. You tell them that, hey, you take snacks to school and you give to those that don't have. You teach them love. There is an environment for love. There is an healthy environment for love. So I don't grow up and start eating on you. I don't grow up and start, no matter your skin color, irrespective of the fact that most European countries are racist and all of that. You tend to look at the black but I can say confidently that 80% of those guys over there, they grow in an environment where they teach collaboration and not competition. That's why you see a lot of businesses thriving there, a lot of people doing what they are doing. And in Nigeria, you just see someone that is frying akara by the roadside because she opened a popcorn. Your business are not even the same, but then you are already envious of the person because you are feeling that the person is making sales. That is an evil mindset.
Exactly.
Do you understand? But if we can have this culture of parenting, like you know that you'll be a parent, you should teach your children how to love another person's child, not just their siblings, not just your family, but then teach them how to grow in love. And when you grow in love in that regards, you tend to open up opportunities. There are a lot of persons that will not post an ordinary opportunity for you to see.
Yes.
Because the moment you see it, it becomes a problem. They'll be like, what if they pick this person?
Exactly.
So they are troubled. They are already having this problem within themselves. But if I see myself as somebody that wants to help another person, I open up for collaboration. I tend to send you, hey, please, can you apply for this? Let's go together. I want us to move together. That is a healthy environment that you want your children to grow in. So it all begins from the home. It all begins from the orientation you give to your kids. By the time they get to school, that is how they will behave. By the time they grow up, that is how they will behave. Don't think that when someone becomes an adult, that is when the person starts thinking. No, it starts from the family. It starts from the home. There is nobody on this planet Earth that just came as an alien or something. Yeah, you have to start from a family. Then from a family, you progress to a society, before the nation, then before the world. So whatever you do, you have to begin from home. That is why the word charity begins at home. So teach them how to collaborate from that tender age, and then we'll have a healthy community.
I actually want to say this aspect which you mentioned is not just a women thing.
Yeah.
Even you find men guilty
but it's mostly with the women.
It's a person thing.
I agree.
No, it's mostly with the women. Because I know we've experienced it. You know that, okay, let me say this. We went to an office with a friend we were looking for an endorsement deal and all of that. So the secretary we met in the first office, she was female. And she was just giving this attitude. She was not even looking at us, like, because we're females, like, can you check the next office? She was just out, and I was so patient because I have this, okay. I was just smiling, thank you, because I came for something. Yeah. So the next office we went to was a guy. Do you know the guy was like, oh, don't drop this file. I want you to meet this man yourself. Give us your contact.
Imagine.
I was so nice.
Yes.
And the guy that was with us was like, why are guys now nicer than females? Do you get? Because she just feels, oh, if I help her and all of that. So it's that competitive spirit and that envy that drives most people. But once we collaborate, we extend our hands to each other, we move further and leverage on.
Okay, so this actually brings me to my next question.
Okay.
How do we get women to accept empowerment? Because it seems to have been from, let's just say, cultural. And you said something about from the foundation too. Like, if you're, I actually did not fall in that kind of setting, but I've seen people who feel like, of course, if there's a male child and a female child, the female child is entitled to some responsibility and the male child isn't, while some people would train their children equally. And in the African setting, especially in Nigeria, it is perceived that, of course, there's this gender role. Yes, we know there are gender roles, but when it comes to let's say, for instance, cooking and domestic chores, generally, so it's basically for the women and not for the men. And we're trying to, I'm sure your organization to some extent would want to like change such kind of narrative because it's actually not ideal, right? So how do we get women? Because if you are speaking to some women who are like, no, it's our culture. You understand? So how do we get women to change this narrative or thinking?
Okay, so if God gives you just male, what will you do? That's one question I tend to ask some persons. If you have just male as your children, then you need to go to work, but you need to come back home and see food at home. Would you say you want to get a maid because they are all male? No, you have to teach them from the very, it still goes back to foundation. You have a equal playing ground. If my male children can cook, the female should also learn how to cook. If the females are washing their father's car, the males should also wash their father's car. So it has to be the same. You teach them this. These are life roles, not even gender roles. So when we say gender roles, it's like, oh, because I'm going to be a mother, so I should know how to do all of these things. What about you that will be a father? What will you pass on? So that is when you have to start teaching your children parenting from the scratch. So they will know that I'm going to be a responsible father, so I need to assist in the home. You are going to live alone. You are going to go to school. So who will do all the chores for you? As a male, when you get to the university and you need to cook, will you call your mother to cook for you? It is not possible. Yeah, so you have to train them to know how to deal with life roles, not just gender roles. So by the time you tell these women, imbibe in them this culture of not inheriting their father's culture, right, but seeing it as a life role, then they will understand that, hey, even if I have just 6 boys, I can also teach them how to cook, how to do whatever, because they need these things to survive. Okay, I have brothers, but 2 of my brothers cannot cook because my parents said the cooking is for female. We have timetable for females. Do you understand? So whenever my mom is not around, they are stranded. They can't do anything. Do you understand? They can't even feed themselves. They want a female to be in the house to be able to cook. So learning that life lesson, all my children are going to learn how to cook, how to do whatever that is necessary for them to live a successful life. So it has to be life roles, not just gender roles. Teach them these things early.
Okay. Yeah. So I can recall that earlier on you mentioned that you had some role models. So I want to ask you now, let's talk about mentorship. How important is mentorship in female empowerment? And okay, while choosing a mentor as a female, should you choose gender-based mentors, or how should I pick my mentor? Should I say, okay, I feel I should pick a woman because I'm trying to be like this person? Because I have heard some parents, because you know, okay, let me explain this now. Some parents, when they're trying to teach their children about maybe child abuse, sexual abuse and stuff like that, they'll tell them to stay away directly from the men. And there are some things that you need to pick up from the men also as a mentor. And I've heard a mother tell her daughter, when you're picking mentors, pick women. and stuff like that. So how should you as a lady pick your mentor?
Okay, so I said I have mentors, right? I have both male and female mentors.
Okay.
Because my mentors are not people that have everything in one person. Yeah, so there are things. You have a financial mentor, you have a marital mentor. Yeah, you want your marriage to look like this person is modeling this business mentor. Yeah, spiritual mentor and all. So if my spiritual mentor is a female, happens to be a female and carries all of these things in her, then I'll go for that person. But if the male mentor is a business mentor, then you have to go for the person, because just like I said earlier, you cannot go and pick a mentor because the person is female or the person is male. You understand? There are a lot of people that I'm mentoring that are male, and I'm surprised. I'm like, wow, because it's the content you carry that matters, not even the gender or whatever. So you go based on what the person carries and just take whatever the person has and just move, and also just collect from male, female, or whatever. So don't limit mentorship to just male or female. It should be the content.
Okay, but now before that, is mentorship important for a female empowerment? Is it necessary?
Yeah, mentorship is very important. I call it a guide, is a road, is a map to where you are going to. Yeah, because you tend to see what this person has achieved in the past years, and you want to go through that path. So you are looking at the person, you are looking at this mentor in physical. You don't need to read books to you don't need to read books like 1 million books on how to succeed, 101 theories and all of that. This person has already gone through this process. So you just leverage. It is called leverage. So when you leverage, you move faster. You run with the speed. I like some persons will say fathers are feathers. You understand? So mentors are feathers. They just tell you, I've done this, I failed, and you could do this and you succeed. So it helps you. It makes the work easier, because you cannot do it. How long are you going to live on the earth? You want to start reading books 50 years and all of that. But when you have a mentor, it gives you a clearer you have more time. You know what to do not to fail. You know what to do. If you fail, you go to them and all of that. So mentorship is very paramount. It's key to empowerment. If you want to get empowered as a female, then you need a mentor that will guide you. You don't need to work alone. A one-man army, you always fail. You need collective strength and effort.
Tell us some of the challenges.
Victoria. Okay. Because I just want to ask her, still based on mentorship before you move on. So now, still on mentorship, we've heard of some mentors that you have to pay for mentorship. Some people have a challenge with that. Why some people understand that, okay, maybe you need to pay for it. So now, if you are to advise the female gender now, how would you advise them? Is it okay to pay for mentorship, or should we go for the free mentorship?
Okay, anything free is abused.
Okay.
Yeah, in order for you not to abuse access, these people don't put the money there because they want your money. At the end of the day, what will the fee for mentorship buy for them? Do you understand? But they want to give you a sense of value. Like, you have access to this person not because it is free, but when you pay for something, you value. So you are paying because you want to value this thing. Because if I just have free, okay, everybody's coming but mind you are going to gain more from that mentor, because not just because you pay 20k for mentorship class or 30k, there is going to be a life how will I put it, access where you have network. There are you get access to this person's network. Just for instance, you want to meet Bill Gates now, you don't expect to pay. How? Do you understand? They are not people that you can meet easily, and you want them to be your mentor. Then you have to attach a sense of value to mentorship. So you are paying because you need to have this, I paid for it. You need to take it seriously. So that is why most people put their mentorship programs at a certain price, or you have to pay for it. Everything you need that you feel is valuable to you, you have to pay for it to earn it. Do you understand? So I feel people should really value paying for mentorship classes, because they will value it more. But saying free things, Nigerians who say, free access.
Are you
and
saying
all.
this because you ask people to pay for your own mentorship, or you're just saying it on a general basis?
On a general basis, I've never collected money from mentorship. Do you understand? But then I just feel I pay for some mentorship classes, and I get close to people and want to get what they carry and all of that. You know, you say we tap into your grace. So it's just like, okay, you just want to honor them. Just want to honor them with what you have, not because they are saying you should pay for it. You get, because if they open it up to everybody will come. So it's just a way of putting a gap between people that are serious, that want to really learn, and at the end of the day you get more value from these people than the money you've already
Okay,
paid.
very quickly, tell us some of the challenges you face empowering people, and of course how governments can help in the promotion of empowerment, especially in the female gender.
Okay, so sometimes I have to empty my savings just to empower people, because you know, coming from a place like Africa and Nigeria, some person would not want to give towards empowerment because they'll just feel like, what's my business? It's not my person. You're not from my tribe. You're not from my region and all. So it takes someone with a human heart, like a humanitarian like me, to want to empty my savings and want to appeal to people to come and support. So I have a project and the date is approaching. Then I've not gotten a dime for the project, and I'm worried. Oh, so you get, I go to drop letters and I don't get feedback. These are some of the challenges, and I have to tax my volunteers and all of that to come together, bring your resources, let's do these things. So
how can the government come in now?
Okay, so the government can actually come in when you have a credible foundation that is already registered. They know that you are a sincere person that has integrity. They will want to help. They want to partner with you. For instance, there's a project I did and I partnered with you, babe. Yeah, sent letters to them. That is how they can help, by partnering with individuals. Yeah, they have foundations that want to reach out to people. So the government coming in as partners will help the projects to reach more people, and people will take it more seriously. So partnership is one of the ways the government can come in and help. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been an interesting
I know you want to ask more questions.
It's like, I will actually like the conversation, because these are some of the issues that we female tend to deal with on a daily basis, and some people don't know where to go to for the right answer.
Exactly.
So if we have the opportunity again, we'll invite you for other topics, and we'll keep analyzing this issue, because like they usually say, when you train a lady, you train a nation. Women tend to care. They help to. They have this nurturing spirit.
They have the heart.
They have a good heart. So especially the good women out there, they always want to help. So it's been an interesting conversation with you. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Even us without paying.
Yeah, without paying. So that's why she asked.
Without paying.
Mentorship is free actually for now.
All right, thank you so much. So that's all we can take on today's episode of Engendered on KAFTAN Television. Do well to join us next week Tuesday by 5 p.m. where we'll have another interesting topic for you. I remain Chidinma Ufomadu.
And I am Victoria Agbi, saying bye.
Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered.